Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number... I don't have it up because I'm looking at TF Green Airport. 113, oh my god, of the Terminus Podcast. This is not the Terminus Podcast, this is under construction.
Nice.
And we are up in Lionhead. We've already done episode 113 of the Terminus Podcast a while back. And this week I have with me TBA and also Dean. But it's mostly and Ogillius, who was muted, I think. But it's mostly TBA because we were both wanting to route build. Of course, I had to, so it didn't matter if I wanted to or not. But he wanted to, or well, actually, no, correction, he didn't want to, and so I coaxed him into doing it by saying he could come on out of construction. So, yeah, here we are.
No, I wanted to. I just couldn't build myself to do it.
Yeah, and then you did it. Before this episode started.
Before I did it, I did what was holding me back before the episode even started.
But now you can work on whatever you want, because now you're moving on to your next section.
Damn right.
And where are you going?
I'm going through the plains.
Oh, okay, boring. Yawn. Wow. Just kidding. That's. I'm gonna have plenty of that.
You want a module?
Yeah, I do. Give.
Give modules.
I gotta make like a code word like that just means make me a module. Like instead of just saying it all the time, because I say it all the time, I'm just gonna say something that everyone knows means make me a module.
Make me a module.
You know, it's when an inside joke transcends the need to actually tell the joke. You just sort of look at one another and you know what you're thinking about. So this is just one word.
Module.
Yeah, module's way too obvious.
Module way too obvious. Of course it's gonna be too easy.
I was thinking that, but module, you know. I don't know. Oh, that's not what I wanted to grab at all. That's what I wanted to
So what's the discussion for today?
I need to... Uh-oh. Who pinged me? Who?
East Rail.
A monster!
East Rail's talking about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. I both love and hate that man. He is an incredible quarterback, but I have to hate him because he beat the Patriots. I have him on my fantasy team. I've been throwing this word a lot. I've been throwing this word around a lot this season because, frankly, the Patriots, despite having a pretty decent defense, are kind of on offense because we've kind of run out of receivers, which is unfortunate. It doesn't matter if you have the GOAT quarterback if he has literally nobody to throw to. When we've only got two receivers that are good and everyone else knows who they are, they're just going to double cover them all the time. So, I've been saying that a lot of things are scary, but Lamar Jackson is scary. Because if you look away from him for like 2 seconds, he's down the field. He's gone. He can run, dude.
He's a weeping angel.
Yeah. Except he'll run if you're looking at him too, so that doesn't really help.
So he's a crappier weeping angel?
No, he's like a fast zombie.
Okay.
He's one of those. Not the kind we had to deal with in the war, but the kind we had to deal with in the terrible movie adaptation, quote-unquote, of the war.
The movie adaptation?
I'm talking real here. The World War Z film versus the World War Z book. Which, yeah. I mean, it's tough to honestly rag on the World War Z movie, because it's not a terrible zombie flick, but the fact that they decided to use the name World War Z for it really makes you think it's going to be something else. And it isn't. They literally just used the name and, like, a couple of really minor things to tie it back to the book. It's like, yeah, it's World War Z. It has nothing to do with the book, but it's also World War Z.
It's World War Z asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
I am doing Ballast.
I haven't read
I'm doing Dirt on
the book, but I should.
You haven't read World War Z?
No, I haven't.
Have you read the Zombie Survival Guide?
No.
Oh, I would read both of them.
I mean, I would. It's just I don't have time to do it anymore.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Nice.
Don't die.
I have both of them, and they are honestly my favorite works of zombie fiction. Because I don't know, they're so immersive. There's almost nothing there where you go, well, yeah, well, whatever. That doesn't make sense. They're all very continuous, I guess. Or they're both very continuous. They both work really well together, and they're both really, really well explained, which I think is a really important thing when it comes to, if you want to call it science fiction. I don't know if zombies are science fiction. I guess they sort of are. But when it comes to that kind of fiction, I feel like having stuff that's well explained is really, really important. Some people don't like that, but I do.
Yeah, but there's an importance to not over-explain things, because then you're going to ruin it.
I guess. I don't know. I really like the, So there's a series that I adore, a sci-fi series, the Honor Harrington series, and
yeah.
David Weber, I believe, is the writer of those, right?
I think he is.
Something else.
I remember.
Either way, point is, he has a tendency to go into grotesque detail. Like, serious level detail, unlike anything he gets the opportunity to. Like, oh, there's this new technology, and then the next full page is explaining the technology and how it works. Some people get really tired of that really fast. I love it. I will sit there and just be like, ooh, like, because it feels like science. Because it's not real, but it feels like it's real, you know? When it's like... I'm going to use Star Wars as an example. It's easy to pick on Star Wars for this because they're not really science fiction. They're more of science fantasy because they don't really explain anything. But when it's like, yeah, it's a lightsaber. It's just like a blade of plasma or whatever. And it's controlled by the Force. Huh? You know? It's controlled by the Force. Yeah, but like, how does it work? The Force. I know there are these super contrived explanations for how this stuff works, but unless you get really deep into the canon, you never see it, and even when you do, the explanations are sometimes really contrived. Because Star Wars is come up with something that's really awesome and cool, and then maybe figure out how to explain it. Like, several years later.
Are you recording us?
Yes. I'm currently ragging on Star Wars.
And now, the reason why I say that it can be a bad thing to over-explain is because I had to read, I think, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
And it took, I think, 2.5 pages to describe a frog.
I mean, detail is detail, but like...
But a frog, that had nothing to do with the plot.
I know. Well, there are certain... There are certain writers that, like, really love doing that stuff. And, like, when it's just like, oh, here's just intense detail about something. For no reason. It's like, alright, cool,
something
thanks.
That has no bearing.
Sometimes, especially in sci-fi or other things, it can be beneficial, or at least neat. I mean, I guess you can skip the inconsequential stuff if you really don't care. But the other thing is, like, when it comes to horror, which, yeah, Sleepy Hollow is, not that the frog is particularly horrific. Although I guess if you took that long to describe a frog, it would be pretty horrific.
You were to shoot yourself.
You're pretty horrific.
Thanks. Just a reminder, I have pictures of you from 4 years ago hanging on my wall. That's horrific.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, I'm just saying, it's much easier to ruin horror by over-explaining than it is to ruin sci-fi by over-explaining. Because generally, I would think, people who are getting into sci-fi want that stuff, because that's the sci part of it. You know?
Like I do too.
I love it when it's like, I could read a dissertation on the Stargate, like how does it work? How does it this? How does that? And it gives me the warm fuzzies. You know what's funny though? Because just since it's in recent memory, they never really explain how how any of the Ghostbusters stuff works. It just sort of does.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They explain
how does it work?
They explain that they are surprised that it works.
And they explain not to cross the streams.
Which, you know...
is bad.
Which is bad, but then they did it.
Yeah, they did it at the end of the first movie, and
hey,
never
wait, I haven't seen Ghostbusters.
Again.
Well, you should see it, because the fact that they... Oh, well, F you then, get out of here.
Okay.
Bye.
The Ecto-1 is one of the greatest vehicles ever to grace cinema.
No, you could debate that.
I mean, I said one of. I didn't say the greatest. It's up there with, like, the Tumbler Batmobile, the DeLorean from Back to the Future, Kit. What are some other super iconic...
Kit.
The Jurassic Park Jeeps?
Yes! I mean, the Jurassic Park Jeeps, but the Jurassic Park Jeeps don't play, like, a huge central role. They're just there.
Yeah, they just exist.
They are definitely iconic, though. I'll give you that.
Like, it could have been a Jurassic Park Fort.
Dude, the Mystery Machine.
Yes, the Mystery Machine is such a good one.
But it could have been a Jurassic Park Ford Taurus.
I did.
Yeah, but that would have sunk the movie.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, doggos. Hello, puppies.
Does Titanic count as an iconic movie vehicle?
I mean... maybe?
Why are you wanting me to all
Vote
of a sudden
now on your
dog?
phones.
Iconic movie car. Let's go with that.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's shipping out a car.
Hey, here's the thing. If it's in Rocket League, it's iconic.
You're
Which I think there is the other Batmobile that's in Rocket League.
60s one, the 80s one, which one?
I don't know which one it is, but it's in Rocket League.
Which particular car is it? What is its engine specs?
I don't know. Mach 5 is pretty iconic.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah,
to my dogs arguing, by the way. They don't like each other.
That's
That's my dogs.
That's another good one. If people are thinking of them in the comments, you can say it. I'm not going to say the bus from...
Count?
What?
The Enterprise count?
I think we're sticking with cars, but yeah, Enterprise is definitely a pretty iconic vehicle. Because I said Titanic, and that apparently isn't the right answer.
Car.
Oh God, I just thought of one, and now I can't. I mean,
I bet something from like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, but is there any one car that's super well known in Fast and Furious? I feel like they get a new car like every other day. Because they keep blowing them up.
Vin Diesel's fucking...
Like Dodge?
I mean, the Dodge is in it. The Dodge is in Rocket League. So that's iconic.
That's true.
The AE86.
What is that?
Hold on, let me get a picture of it.
I'm not going to be able to look at a picture.
Think the Deja Vu car.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just think of the trolley from the multi-track drifting me. Or the trolley problem. That's not a car.
Trolley.
That's pretty iconic, though.
I'm trying to get a clear picture of it.
I'm trying to think of another one. I used to have on hand this chart of all iconic movie vehicles, and I don't know what happened to it.
That.
I mean, does the bike from Ghost Rider count?
I guess you could say that.
I guess.
I was gonna say the bus from Speed, but not really.
Dude, the Magic School Bus.
Yes, that's a good one. I'm just gonna sit here and rack my brain. This is gonna be the rest of the 2 hours. It's like naming random cars. You know what? I need a kind of grass for this, though. That's probably good. You know, I'm not sure if I like this grass. I just got like 6 lines into it and was like, no, I'm kind of lukewarm on this now. Alright, let's go grab the grass that we're using in the fields.
I'll be right back. I need water bad.
Yeah, you sound like it. R.I.P.
It sounds like you're. I mean, it sounds like your throat just completely shriveled up. Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Yeah, but dude, seriously, she was actually pretty attractive. Like, I remember her being extremely ugly for some reason.
No, it's just the sound.
Wow.
I mean, it might have been the voice that changed how I saw that the actress, but she was very attractive.
Yes.
You're very attractive.
She also had kind of an interesting style. An interesting and unusual style, especially in the second movie.
The second movie was like, what is with the hair?
The 80s.
No, like, even in the 80s, that wasn't the thing. I'm certain.
I don't know, man. The 80s were an interesting time.
I mean, they were. So were the 70s.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they both were bad in their own way.
Good point. Like with the 70s, you have goofy movies. Goofy movies are specific. If you get where I'm coming from, and weird music.
Music was not weird in the 70s, thank you.
I mean, there was definitely weird music in the 70s. Just because we like it doesn't make it less weird.
Alright, I'm back.
Hooray.
Welcome, Black. Wait.
Ooh, is this concrete any good? Oh, you know what? I'm not sure if I hate it.
I'm not sure if I hate anything. I hate my life.
I'm not sure if
I take the ACT in 2 days, and
Have fun.
I haven't studied in like a week.
Yeah, you're gonna fail.
I need to change it so I'm not sending the scores to colleges, because it's my first attempt.
Don't you have to pay to send the scores?
Afterward, if I don't, then yeah. But I'd rather pay $15 to send the scores than
$1,500.
be free and then me get bad score and then college just see that I got a 21 on the ACT.
Yeah, but that's my point. If you have to pay to send the score, don't pay.
Yeah, but I'd rather just not send it and
That's
then
what
pay
I
to send
just
it
said.
later. So that way, if I do bad, then I don't send them a bad score.
Is that not what I said?
Great,
That's what he just said.
Oh, that is what you just said. Okay. Let's see. In fact, let me go in now and change it.
I was just tripping out because I was like, I swear to God, that's just what came out of my mouth.
I was going bot mode. We're gonna. I'll do this on live stream.
Live
Had to get
feed.
my words out.
Live.
Live.
Live girls.
Live.
No.
Live sex. Flying dildos.
Flying dildos.
Yes, Excalibur it into my jaw.
ACT.
We put our hands up high, our feet down low. We want flying dildos. Hey fellas, yeah. We want,
Yeah.
Flying dildos.
Flying dildo? Yeah.
I need a stone wall to put around this.
I know just a general for you then.
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah. No.
Is it really case sensitive?
There's a good who would win right there. Lamar Jackson and Stonewall
Or
Jackson
Stonewall
swap
Jackson.
places. Who does better?
I mean, knowing Jackson's luck, he would probably get shot in the back again.
Can Stonewall Jackson chuck a pigskin? That's
a good question. There has to be a subreddit for that somewhere. Don't know what it's called.
I mean, this who would win? I feel like I want to do this. I'll do it later, maybe, if I remember to.
Look it up. R/she would win.
Yeah, I'll post something there later, maybe. I want to. If any one of the comments can come up with any more absurd swaps like that, you know, like if it's two people with the same last name or whatever. Who was? I don't know. I'm just thinking of somebody, and I can't remember who I'm thinking of.
Is that
whatever?
Oh, apparently I left that. Oh, which train is this so I can fix it? Yes. It's the seaside.
You know what? I need more varied grass.
Grass?
Grass.
You do? I like grass.
Oh my god.
What?
Kane just can't even handle this. Oh, Broken Bob corrected me in one of his comments, or his comment here. Lexington-class carriers, USS Lexington and USS Saratoga. Saratoga is the one I was forgetting. I was thinking like Lexington and... Lexington
How can
and...
you forget the Saratoga,
and
man?
I'm thinking like Lexington and Concord, and I'm like, Concord was not a carrier. Those were just the two battles.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't remember what the other one in the class was. Lexington was the fun one because she kept her guns for longer. So,
Lady Lexi.
Lady Lex.
Yeah,
Lexington and
dumb...
Lex Luthor changed locations. Superman has to defeat an aircraft carrier, and Lex Luthor has to destroy the Japanese armada.
I mean...
I think I know who the winner is. Superman.
Superman fights Japanese.
Oh god, I'm like lifting this up. Crap, don't want to do that.
Okay, I have a dumb question.
Uh-oh.
What is the next carrier? Like, what? Is there any future name for is there any future plans for the name USS Enterprise? Because it could be wrong.
Yes, and I believe her keel is being laid shortly or has been laid.
They're making a USS Utah too.
Yeah, but no one cares about.
Nobody cares
but
about
no one
submarines.
cares about Utah.
Or
How do you
Utah.
know it was a submarine, Ellis?
Because
It's going to be a
that's
Gerald
what we named.
R. Ford.
Because the states get submarine names now, or submarines now.
Yeah, because it used to be Battleship.
It used to be
Can I not
Battleship,
change this?
and carriers were like, I mean, they were all over the place, usually major battles. And then at some point we decided, no, we're going to actually name them after presidents. Hey, if we have a USS Donald Trump, is it orange? Is it going to be orange? We're bringing back the Great White Fleet paint for this one, boys. The USS Spray Tan.
The PCU Enterprise will be a third Gerald R. Ford class carrier, different Navy, the ninth for the name Enterprise. It's scheduled to be in operation by 2027.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they have only barely started working on it, if they have started working on it. They're working on the one before it.
Construction began in August of 2017.
Oh, okay.
So they are
in
working
2017?
on it.
Damn.
Yeah. Because, dude, I was actually really bummed out when N65 was like scrapped. Like, oh man,
Yeah, I know. It was like, oh, we no longer have an Enterprise. Enterprise is the one that's persevered, because that is the one name of that era and of that sort of thought process that is, that is stuck around.
Like it's been in use since 1775.
Something like that.
The USS Enterprise was a Continental Navy sloop of war that served in Lake Champlain during the war. Interesting. I want to say Enterprise.
Yeah, we've had like 6 Enterprises.
9, actually.
9? Jesus.
I think it was 9. Let me be sure. She will be the 9th to bear the name Enterprise.
Holy cow.
So yeah, USS Enterprise from 1775, Enterprise from 76, Enterprise from 99, Enterprise from 1831, Enterprise from 1874, Enterprise as SP-790.
I mean, we went through a lot of those pretty quick.
Enterprise from CV6, 65 to 80. So that's quite the thing.
Quite the spread.
The spread, yeah.
Yeah. But at some point, I mean, we need to pump the brakes on carrier building, because at some point our carrier building is going to get to the point where the names that we have available of presidents that we've had, we're going to run out of them. Like, we're going to hit the end of the line of presidents. So we're going to need to start coming up with something else.
God, the USS Obama.
I mean, we're going to get there. We're going to get, let's see, we're on Gerald R. Ford, and I mean, we're at Kennedy, aren't we? Kennedy's being worked on?
I don't know. See also, USS Enterprise, NCC 1701.
No, not that one.
Oh, shoot. 65 was commissioned on my birthday of 1961.
Oh, dang.
That's cool.
And now everyone can look up Dean's birthday.
Shoot.
I hate it on standardized testing, how there's sometimes no change. I can't stand it.
There's no what?
How, like, there's an option for no change.
Oh.
Oh. Oof.
World's first nuclear power nuclear, 2012, the Navy's longest serving combat vessel and third oldest commissioned vessel after the Constitution and Pueblo.
The Pueblo is such a joke.
Oh, the Pueblo was Korean. It was captured from Korea, wasn't it?
It was captured by Korea.
Yeah.
It currently exists in Pyongyang or whatever.
And it's still in commission.
Yes, because we're not just going to let them have it.
Active in commission to prevent seizure. Currently held by North Korea as a museum ship.
It's the dumbest museum ship in history.
And it doesn't look like a warship. It looks like a trawler.
Yes, because it was definitely not a spy ship.
I mean,
definitely not.
Not?
Yeah, it was a spy ship.
North Korea, if you're watching this, get our ship back. Please.
Yeah, let's just appeal to Kim Jong-un.
Hey, Kim,
Hey, Kim, buddy.
Hey, buddy, old pal.
Want it back. Can we have it back, please?
No.
No.
War. Oh, see also USS Enterprise BLDG 7115.
Ow, what the heck, dude?
It's a training facility and simulator.
Huh. Interesting.
Why would you name a training facility? And
I mean, why not?
I mean, When
I'm putting a water tower in Lionhead.
hang on, USS Enterprise SP-790 was a private wooden motorboat owned by Elise Stewart, purchased by the Navy for $24,000 for non-commissioned service as a section patrol craft. He assigned number 790 in the Second Naval District during the period of science station participated in World War One. And for most of the things, these guys, like from the looks, like the Navy just strapped a 1-pounder gun and a machine gun to it, and said, "There, warship."
Yep. That is how that works.
I mean, okay. It's okay.
When are you going to tell them not to?
I mean, it's just a little ridiculous, don't you think?
Of course, but they're the U.S. Navy. They get to be a little ridiculous.
They're over a force. Mount massive.
I mean, they get away with naming... They get away with naming the ship which is going to have our first railgun Lyndon B. Johnson. So, if the railgun is not officially called Jumbo, there's a huge missed opportunity there.
It's not officially called Jumbo. So the John F. Kennedy was launched earlier this year, just before Halloween.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I remember that happening. I was like, okay, and I think Enterprise is next.
Yeah.
So, I was like, okay, I didn't realize how parallel they were working on them. So I figured, okay, they just launched one, now they're going to start the next one. But I guess they've been working on that one for a couple of years now. Who would have thought it takes a while to build an aircraft carrier?
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying?
I don't know, something about LBJ's penis.
I hate... Why is it like this? Okay.
Wait, hang on. The 1874 Enterprise was commissioned 4 times.
I hate...
Okay.
Semicolon.
And decommissioned 4 times.
Semicolons are bitches. Just use a comma. They're the same thing.
They're not the same thing.
Difference?
They are absolutely not the same thing. A
They're
semicolon
really
is used to connect two related phrases that do not necessarily come after one another. That may stand independently, but because they're related, you use a semicolon to adjoin them.
Okay, so this list, it's like a list. It's a list. You use commas for a list.
Yes.
So then they're like, use semicolon.
I don't think they sound like that.
I don't think they do either. Okay.
I'm going overboard with some more minute stuff.
What's wrong with semicolons?
Alright,
That's going to be the title.
what's wrong with semicolons?
I don't have a problem with semicolons.
I like how Broken Bob's one comment correcting me about ship names has created this entire discussion. I really appreciate that, because that's what that kind of thing can do.
How was the sentence... How is the meaning of this statement, everything was subservient to the disposal of the tides? How is that clear? What is unclear about this?
It means, oh jellies, that everything dies.
Oh, okay.
Read this. Everything was subservient to the disposal of the tides. When tide was low, my mom could be found on the mud flats. When it was high, she could be stranded on the English bridge with... What is unclear about this sentence? I don't understand. What is unclear about everything was subservient about the ties?
Ties?
Ties or tides?
Never mind. It was defenseless in the pendant.
Alright.
Alright, well, never mind. Apparently they're being dumb.
Okay.
Anyway, you were saying again?
I don't know. I was just saying how much I appreciate these comments, because you never know how much discussion something so simple is going to create. Because I don't think we would have ended up back on warships if it were not for that comment. I'm using this other rock texture here to represent rock that has recently been blasted, and I don't like it. I really don't.
Blasted.
I gotta get out of here, so I'm going to go meet the family for dinner.
Aw, man.
Has your brother made it back home?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess I can get away with that. I don't like that texture, but it's better than just using the same old texture. I need my Colorado textures. There they are. Colorado Rocky Hillside 1 and 2. These things are godsends. Okay, other comment. To get off the battleships, or warships thing. DT Cheney 11 says, "Hey, I finally got Trains 19, but I didn't realize that it has a lack of assets that comes with the game. I barely have anything to build with. I guess I have to download a lot of stuff for it." Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is not a complaint exclusive to Trains 2019. To some extent, every version of Trains has been the same way ever since the download station got as significant as it is. 2006, they packed as much stuff as they could to send with you, because the download station was spotty and barely existent, frankly. In 2012, they scaled it back, and they moved some stuff onto the DLS, but the DLS was still pretty limited. Tane, it's like, yeah, the DLS is your oyster. You can download, like, anything. It might take a little while, but you can download basically anything, and, like, tons of stuff is up there. And then in 2019, they went even further because they wanted to make sure the download station remained relevant and useful. So they had other content creators like JR move all their stuff, or at least a lot of their stuff, a lot of their freeware, and even some of their payware, onto the download station, so that it could be accessed that way. Which, I mean, I think is a very smart move by N3V. But, and I like it for a number of reasons. But it does mean that when you start the game, you have less things to play with at first. And so you have to go, alright, well, what do I want? And then go in search of that stuff. I would recommend downloading a couple of big freeware routes. Particularly even, maybe ones off the download station like this. There's a great one on there called Tollbridge. You get a lot of assets with it. Shameful self-plug.
Shame for the spray.
Shame for... Oh, sorry, Kim Jong-un. I didn't mean to mock you like that.
I do.
Well, great. Now we're never getting the Pueblo back. And Weibold is like, good.
Steal it.
Nothing more befitting the USS Pueblo to be laid up for eternity with our dumbest enemy.
Our dumbest enemy?
I'm not saying that, like, they're stupid. I'm saying, like, this entire conflict is stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, I got that almost all right, though.
Oh, good job. No change. Use the semicolon.
There was one on the no change.
Yeah. Did you get that one right?
I did get it right.
Oh, okay, good. Was there another one that you got wrong because the answer was actually no change?
No, there wasn't.
Okay, then shut up about the no change thing, because clearly it works out for you.
I hate no change.
Just kidding.
Dumb. You're automatically, I'm always right.
Speaking of dumb things, I need to about the Patriots for a second again.
Oh,
because
people think Brady's going to be gone after this year, so hopefully that makes you...
I mean, maybe he will be, maybe he won't be. If he goes out on a high note, I would totally respect him for it. If we manage to get to the Super Bowl and win the thing. But if if we don't, I still wouldn't be surprised if he said, "All right, that's I'm good," because he's got 6 rings. How many rings does a man need? Like
more than the Steelers. More than the.
You know what? That's a good point. Keep going. Number 7. And then once we have the lead, we can't ever let them catch up. The Patriots-Steelers rivalry is not very strong anymore. But anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so there's another round of stupid gate coming around. Angelis, have you heard this at all? Dina would be stunned if you had, because I know you're not a sports person. But Angelis, have you heard this at all?
What?
The newest something gate, the newest thing the Patriots definitely did
with the Bengal.
Yeah, oh my God. It's not even the team that got busted, quote unquote, doing something, which just makes it even dumber. Have you heard the whole thing with it? I mean, I'm gonna go over it for the audience members.
Yeah, I haven't heard the whole thing.
Okay, so the Patriots have been running this series. I'm not sure what it's being, broadcast on or whatever, but it's the Do Your Job series. And so I don't know what it entails other than these are the Patriots and they're awesome, which, I totally respect that. But so they had filmed a lot of B-roll footage and stuff, and they were doing interviews and whatever, and they were up in the press box for, at the Bengals stadium during the last game, or during the last Bengals game. And the might I add, the 1-12 Cincinnati Bengals, as in the last team that we need to ever possibly worry about, they had done a similar thing in the Browns' home stadium, and the Browns had okayed them to pretty much, they said, come in, film whatever, do whatever you need to do. So, we go over to the Bengals to do the same thing. Apparently we never did the whole back and forth of, okaying it, blah, blah, blah. And so, we're up there in the press box. Camera is pointed at the sidelines, the Bengals sideline for 8 minutes or so during the course of the game. And someone apparently notices that, hey, look, it looks like this guy in the Patriots shirt and Patriots gear is filming the Bengals sideline, and they play the Bengals next week. They must be spying on the Bengals in the dumbest way possible. Because apparently, the Patriots, if they were to decide to spy on someone, they wouldn't just, send someone incognito in with a phone or something. They would set up a huge television camera in the press box with people in Patriots attire to illegally film the other team. That's what they would do. And so it turned into a massive kerfuffle because it has to, because it's the Patriots. Where, oh great, now we were illegally filming them. It's Spygate all over again. Da-da-da-da-da. It's not. It isn't. It was not the Patriots doing the filming. It was the Do Your Job film crew, if you can call them that. This is not something that's going to be used for games. The Patriots team does not see this footage until it's edited and aired on YouTube.
I have to go. There's been a family emergency.
Oh, goodness. All right. I hope everything turns out all right.
Me too.
All right. Let's see. Anyway, it is the dumbest scandal that has come across. I would say it's the dumbest since Deflategate, but it's dumber than Deflategate. Deflategate, I guess if you don't really care for the laws of physics, it could be difficult to understand. But anyone that's ever owned a car and lived in a cold climate can understand that. I don't think it takes a physicist to understand that there are many, many legal ways within the NFL to point a camera at the opposing team's sideline. You have to be in the right location, and that's about it. And there are a lot of right locations. The press box is not one of these locations, but there are plenty of okay locations. Teams film each other during games. It's normal. It happens. It's how you It's how you gather information about the other team. So you can film during a game. You can't use it during that game, but you can use it during subsequent games. Or, like, during practice afterward. Never would the Patriots need to illegally film, illegal being against the rules of the NFL, the Bengals sideline. Never. Because of all the teams, I don't know, it's absurd. That's my rant about it. Yeah, it was stupid not clearing it with the Bengals, but if the guys just walked in there with a giant camera and set it up at the press box, which, I mean, it is the press box. That's where you're supposed to be doing it. Like, nobody's gonna say, hey, what are you doing here? I guess the Bengals are just that oblivious. I don't know. Anyway, we're on to Cincinnati. So, alright, that's my brief Patriots diversion. I apologize for all those who don't care about sports, and they're like, yeah, thanks. Thanks, this is definitely worthwhile. But, okay, I'm gonna finally buckle down and build this area, which is the bridge construction site. And in fact, what I probably want to do is move a whole bunch of trees back and start putting in...
Oh yeah, baby, all 5 red.
What is this big gap here? And start actually putting in some stumps closer to the track. Because that would make more sense. Like, some of these areas you can get away with saying, oh yeah, it's overgrown or whatever. This area is under construction currently. There is no reason why it would be overgrown already. So, let's get a few stumps in here.
I had an I'd, or this, that's the
What? Alright, he's breaking up.
This was being stupid and asking, is I had and I'd the same word, but...
No, it's not.
I'd is a contraction of I had.
No, it's I would.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is. Think I something like I had to eat something that that
Okay.
makes.
Yeah.
There you go.
If they stabbed me, I'd die. It's not I had die.
I had to die.
I am become die.
I am become death. Destroyer of die.
Destroyer of die. I am become die. Die, 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 die.
I am become die. Die. Die.
Oh, I'm missing the Baltimore game. Oh, it's on right now. I should just have it in the background and have it muted so I can turn my head and look at it. Also, I don't know what's going on, but my computer's having a rough day. Maybe I'm just...
I'll see the answer later.
Maybe I'm just spoiled by, like, my work computer now, but... And also 2019. But my game is like, no! No matter what I do.
Maybe
And it's slowly killing
get in the
Discord.
computer.
Oh, and you know what? I need the track end here. And I just forgot how to spell BNSF.
That's the title. I forgot how to spell DNS.
I wrote like BSNF.
You know what? That's going in the
I
quote.
forgot how to spell BNSF. No, seriously though.
How do you forget how to spell?
Because I mistyped it. Shut up. I meant to type BNSF and I looked up and I typed BSNF.
You're having a stroke.
Help. Bond having a stroke.
Send
Call the Bondulance. Let's see, what do I need here? I need beam. JR steel beams. Are these on the DLS? Tell me they're on the DLS. Damn it, they're not.
You're going through these memes.
List dependencies. No, wrong button. Okay. Are these available on the DLS? Let's see. List asset versions. Yes, they are. I can use them. That's fantastic. I really want to flatten this out a little more because what?
I dubbed the locomotive.
Locomotive. Yeah. I have been going in there when I need passwords for work. Because we have to change our password like freaking constantly. I haven't used that one. But I have used others.
I mean, now you can't.
Yes, I can. Because I've said on air that I didn't, so... So nobody will guess it. There are about a bajillion memes, and I have not had to change my password that much. You can turn any of those into a decent password.
Guess.
With enough effort, anything can be a decent password. Come on, go down.
Spread it when you spread it.
Oh god, it's out of control.
So I'm going on a retreat next month, like an unplug from society sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just going up to the mountains, and it's like a Catholic kind of retreat, I think.
Yeah, you're going to become a mountain man, and we're never going to see you again.
Catholic, yeah, and it's like they take your phone, and you unplug from society, and you just like...
die.
We live in a society.
Yeah, we do.
Bottom text.
Oh, there's no...
I don't know why that meme cracks me up so much. It really shouldn't.
What?
We live in a society, bottom text. It's like the dumbest thing. So many dumb things, just... So many of the dumbest memes I find the funniest. I am the poster child for the why is millennial humor so weird.
r/surreal memes like have a word with you.
Or deep fried memes.
Probably.
I don't necessarily like those. I just like the random stuff, the super meta stuff. Or just the breaking expectations, like, would cars be like car noises.
Okay.
I don't know. Once upon a time, Jader was like, your meme game has gotten a lot better. I'm really, I'm glad this happened. And I was like, oh, thanks, Jader.
It has. It has.
Yeah. What is this? Oh, lordy, that's a bulldozer.
Harry the rotisserie chick. I forgot about that one.
There's so many good things in there. That's a coil holding crane. I don't want a tower crane. I want something small. This is good. Let's just rotate this more. Let's see. Slab. Oh, you know what? We could just put a concrete slab here. Instead of trying to work out making the ground flat. Although, trains is so realistic. Or, trains is so unrealistic. Showing the ground is flat.
Which one is it?
Hmm?
I said, which one is it? Because you can't make up your mind. But
trains is unrealistic because the Earth is flat. I don't know. Earth is flat. We all know this. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. Earth is flat. Hey, we have an Arby's restaurant. I should put that out here.
in the 1950s, that
Yes.
like Arby's wouldn't.
Bump. When did Arby's start?
Arby's wouldn't be a thing.
When did Arby's start?
60s. I think 1961.
That's not that far off from the 50s.
Yeah.
Listen, Dean, I can have the meats if I want them.
Okay, fine. But I'm not gonna be the one telling freaking Sam Carter why there's an Arby's in 1954.
Who's Sam?
That's gonna be Sam Carter.
I am just... This is a mostly freelance world. Maybe Arby's was invented sooner.
Okay.
There's a bigger problem, however.
What?
I'm in the middle of the woods at a bridge construction site.
So you're gonna put an Arby's at construction?
The workers need the meats.
Oh my God! They can send some.
They can send some Arby's.
They can send 4 Arby's, but don't put it. Not pack up and go.
I'm gonna make like a weird clearing in the middle of the forest.
Oh my God!
Except it's Shia LaBeouf's Arby's. You don't want to know where the meat comes from.
No.
There's no one around and your phone is dead.
Suddenly spot him. Or suddenly spot it. Suddenly you spot it.
Also,
Bum,
what suddenly spotted bump. For sandwiches.
Suddenly you spot them.
The meats.
Sandwiches. Suddenly you hear it. The voice. Arby's. We have them.
Now that Arby's and E-League are brothers in CSGO.
Oh God. Boom! He just freaks out.
What is that beeping?
Why is it getting faster? Oh my God! Oh.
Alright.
I have to find that.
The Arby's E-League commercials were just gems.
Yeah.
They were beautiful gems. They also had like a Pepsi commercial when they were partnered with Pepsi. That was like, we forgot to do the second Pepsi commercial this year, so here it is. Pepsi, it's great with Arby's sandwiches.
I just really didn't care. Oh.
I need a switch stand for this. I need like a really old school switch stand. Yeah, this works. The tall frame one. Just to work to use as a temporary stand. God, that's loud. Cut off siding. No. Bristol cut off siding. There we go. And I could put an industry over here to drop off steel beams to.
Yeah.
something. And honestly, I should clear out all the grass from down there because it would be dirt. It would totally be dirt. Why would it be grass? Let's fill this area with grass. Because that needs to happen. No, I don't want to delete the track game. I know, stop. Stop! The area where trains has improved, I said this to Weibel, the area where trains has improved is making the "you messed up" noise a lot less aggressive and scary. Back in the olden days, when you clicked on the wrong thing, it was like, "Ah!"
Okay.
And now it's just like, doo-doo. Beep. It's just like it's a very quiet, like, hey, try something else.
As opposed to, hey! No!
Idiot!
Idiot!
As opposed to, wrong!
Wrong.
The French mistake.
As opposed to, hon. No. Shoot, I would change it to a French laughter.
French laughter. Oh. Okay. So, yeah, this is getting somewhere. Except I need to continue with all the grass and stuff. You're doing the hon.
Hun.
To defeat the Huns?
No, to defeat the Huns, the multi-level marketing Huns.
The honey.
The boss babes.
Yeah. Hashtag boss babes.
The cancer that is
I'm
multi-level
living
marketing.
my best life, Dean. And I'm my own
Dean, I'm
boss.
happy that you also appreciate that it's not a pyramid scheme, it's just multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
What's a pyramid game?
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Should I can write that in?
Into
No.
what?
Either the script or the story.
Having a multi-level marketing scheme?
Yeah, 1941.
It'd be doable.
Yeah, but I don't want to write a romantic subplot and pyramid scheme subplot.
Well, why not combine them?
No!
A romantic pyramid scheme subplot. That would work great. 10 out of 10.
That would just be a harem. That would just be a strange harem.
No, it would actually
Yes.
probably be a cult.
Oh, good point. So Mormonism.
No, I don't
Hey.
think so.
Mormonism's not a cult,
Hey.
it's just...
Hey, Madison. Never mind. She just came in and then left. She came in, showed me a piece of mail, and then left, excitedly.
Work.
But
Going.
I wanted to tell her that she got a package in the mail today, which is the topper for the Christmas tree that we've been waiting on. Or, well, it's not really a Christmas tree because the topper is a Star of David, so it really is more of a holiday tree.
It's a hybrid Christmas tree.
It's a Christmas tree.
Christmas tree. That's a
I can't take credit for that. That was almost certainly Madison that said that first.
almost certainly.
Who's
So
that
you
from?
aren't sure.
My grandmother.
Oh, good.
The one you haven't met.
Oh, the other one. Okay, cool. Hey, check the coffee table, the cedar chest.
I know, it arrived.
Yeah.
I got the notification.
Oh, good. Anyway, I am, let's see. I'm about an hour into this.
Do you want pizza?
No, I want to eat more of those things that we have a million of in the fridge.
I want to go to this guy's to get pizza.
Oh. Nah, I'm not in the mood for pizza. I'm gonna eat more of the sliders.
But
Because we gotta eat them.
Huh?
Because we gotta eat them.
Okay, but I didn't like
Well, suck it up. You made them.
Yeah, I know. I'm not eating that.
Do we have any texture in this lake yet? No. What is my lake texture? Here's the nearest lake. Okay, am I just using my normal, like the same thing that I've been using? Why do you keep doing that? You're coming in through one door and going out the other door repeatedly. What are you looking for?
My phone.
Well, you didn't bring it in here.
No.
I don't think you had it when you walked in. Okay. I mean, I've made significant progress, but I've made less progress in an hour than I would have liked.
How do I already have a 78% chance of winning and it's only Oh, because I have Lamar Jackson.
I, too, have Lamar Jackson.
Love Lamar Jackson. He's great. I love him.
Yeah, well, I'm playing against him in one league, and I have him in the other league. But in our league, I am facing off against Graham, the number 1 seed, and I actually have a shot of beating him from my 8th place. So, you know, things are interesting for me. Things are real interesting for me. If I manage to weasel my way through the playoffs after being firmly in last place for the entire season, it's going to be amazing. For me. Not for anybody else. But, you know, doesn't matter. So, I guess I'm back to doing this, because what else? I mean, I have plenty else to do, but this is the... I feel like this is getting towards the next big hurdle. Aside from copy-pasting more trees, I need to get into a position where I can do more of that. So I need to set up the base work, which means I need to set up the grass and stuff around the areas that need trees.
Guys, I used Ecosia, and it's like a thing that like plants trees, and I've planted 223 trees.
I've gotten the commercial for that about 1 million times on YouTube, and I haven't done it, but I do think that the girl who does the commercial is kind of cute. So, there's that. Anyway. Yeah. So,
are you still using Google? Well, I have something to show you.
No, not that one. Squeeze that in there.
It's my picture. I take the picture that I want with it, and then take the picture.
I also keep getting ads to, like, visit...
Utah?
No, like Saudi Arabia. And I don't know why. I guess they're just really... They've really got that marketing push on. So. Oh. Guess they've got nothing but money. It is a pretty... I mean... It's a neat place. I don't think I would visit, though. Surrounded by people who have more wealth than I could possibly accumulate in my entire lifetime. Even if I won the lottery. Those oil countries are so loaded. I mean, they have heart attacks every time the price of oil drops, but they're loaded for now. So, anyway. Let's see just how much of this I can actually honestly get done in the span of this next hour, because if I could set myself up to do more tree copy pasting, it means that I can get myself in a really good position to wrap up what I was doing down at the bottom of the hill, because I need to fill in some little gaps there with trees before I move on to the final round of detailing down there. So it's really holding me up. I did finally texture that that stream that runs through the farmland, and I'm gonna have to get rid of those tree templates that I made. I'm also not sure what to do about the river that runs through the farmland. I think I might dot some trees along it, but that is another exercise in possibly crash danger because of placing trees. So, I don't know. I don't necessarily know what kind of trees would be right along that river there. And I know I can sort of randomize it somehow. I mean, I used to do that using blue push pins. I used to place down 1,000,000 push pins, then convert them to something that I wanted, and then place down more push pins, and then convert them to something that I wanted. Again. And I don't remember what my purpose was exactly for doing that, but I do remember liking it. And if I can remember why I did that, then maybe I can come up with the actual purpose for it. Or, if I can remember why I did that, then maybe I'll do it again, because then I'll remember, what the point was. Instead of just placing trees. Of course, it really only mattered when we didn't have an existing forest to choose from, or to steal from, I guess. But in this case, where we've got an area that isn't going to be receptive to our existing forest blocks and tiles and chunk that we'd like to grab, which we should probably rebuild anyway and fix the density of the trees because it's getting a little bit too sparse. Then maybe we can go back to using some push pins for something, because that probably would help. It might make our lives a little easier. Really, my life. You guys get to watch anyway. Your life doesn't get harder. Maybe it gets more boring when I'm just doing this.
Life is just boring.
Life is, but, life is also what you make of it, so maybe it's just that you're boring.
Oh.
But, if you're choosing to watch this video, then I don't know what that says about you. Comment now and tell me what that says about you.
It says that you're a loser.
Alright, we don't like to diss our 2 viewers.
I do.
Yeah, well. And that's when he gets put in gulag.
Probably.
Yeah, well, bitter doop. Reason number 21, dissing the 2 viewers. One of whom is Kim Jong-un. As we established earlier in the show.
Yeah. Kim, I still want the freaking peplum. It needs to be decommissioned.
Kim, I love you. Oh, now I'm going to the work camps.
I always knew you were coming.
I think somebody just fell on the stairs.
Yeah, Madison.
Yeah. Alright.
This will be fine.
We got grass. We got lots of grass. I think they're going out to get pizza. I'm not going to get pizza. Also, it's like 20-something degrees out there, so I'm going to stay inside for the rest of the night because I spent all day wandering around in it. Except for the moments where I was able to, step inside of a hotel lobby and stuff like that. I did go chill at the public library for my long break, which was nice, but the public library in Providence is under, massive amounts of renovation. So they had exactly one room open, and it was the least silent library I've ever been in. You could just hear, people moving around metal poles and stuff like that, and, hammering. I don't know, it was very loud. When they have the street closed down in front of the library and people are up on the hoists, it's not going to be a stereotypical quiet library experience. Also, there was a kid playing Roblox on one of the computers. I was like, I think I know what that is.
Let the kid play.
I'd be like, no, you need to play Minecraft like a real man.
You need to play Minecraft like a real man.
I'd be like, why aren't you playing Fortnite?
Nortfort.
Fort Nort.
Nortfort.
Fort Fight.
Fort Fight. Food Fight.
Food Fight.
Boob Fight.
Yes.
You I watched that.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf, now get ready for a boob on the tube. That's just called watching porn on your television.
Yeah. On your shitty 1970s television that you want to get rid of for some reason.
Yes. Or it's that whole subreddit dedicated to finding boobs on YouTube.
That's a thing. Of course it's a thing.
It is a thing. I don't remember what it's called. It's probably like YouTube boobs or something. It might be
That might be
it might be YouTube titties. I remember browsing it, and a lot of the top posts have been removed, which is a shame. But it's like,
yeah, big shame.
I mean, let's see. There was this thing that is incredibly rare to find on YouTube, and then we publicized it, and then YouTube was like, oh, yeah, we should get rid of that. And then they did. And then we're like, oh, how dare you.
No, that's the real purpose of it.
Yeah, it's an inside job.
Oh, it's an inside job.
YouTube titties is an inside job. Madison and Shay and I were just hanging out last night, and Madison's like, what's a thing where if someone said it in the middle of sex, it would just turn you off? It would just end it right there. And I just tried for so long. Like, they were coming up with more legitimate ones. And I just tried for so long to come up with something that was like an anti-conspiracy theory, but I couldn't come up with one that I thought sounded funny enough. It was like, I could have gone with 9/11 was an outside job or something like that.
Christ.
I wanted to find like an anti-conspiracy theory. Like, the Earth is round. I should have said that. I couldn't even come up with that one last night. I was so tired. If somebody told me the Earth was round during sex, it would be all over. That's what it boils down to. And I was like, I don't know, like, Epstein probably killed himself? To be fair, I think, if that gets brought up during the middle of intercourse, it's probably the end of it, no matter what. But I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, he did.
How about fuck me in the ass for virtual real fan? That one.
I mean, if it was like, hey, have you seen the new NJ Transit Heritage units? It would be all over for a completely different reason. Oh yeah, talk nerdy to me.
Talk nerdy to me.
That's the title. I'm sure that's been used before, but that's one of my favorite things. Lionhead baggage siding. Oh yeah, that's right. This is supposed to be a baggage siding here, which is not really a baggage siding anymore. Also, does this not have a buffer? This needs a buffer. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. Give me this. Give me this. I didn't name my buffers. That's the real shame here. I named my other signals, but not my buffers. Or I named most of my other signals. Yeah, this grass... The grass is like... Putting the grass down is the equivalent of you're looking down the tracks at night and you see the distance sort of light up. Also, I don't know... Oh, God. Also, I don't know what I was even saying, so never mind.
Just see the distance light up, and just hear a steady chopping.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like in Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah. Also, a steam engine underground, big brain time right there.
Not that absurd considering the Atlantic Avenue tunnels in Boston were...
It was a thing,
New York was a thing, so...
But still, it's not smart.
Yeah. Nobody ever said it was smart, but I'm saying that in that case it does have historical precedent. not that they've cared about being super accurate as to New York City infrastructure in the Ghostbusters movies, because they showed the beach transit tube, the beach pneumatic transit tube still existing, which I get was just for the gimmick of it and it being really neat, but it's gone. In real life, it's completely gone. There's not a thing left. In fact, I believe the entire station and test tunnel complex of the beach pneumatic tube system is overlaid by the footprint of a different modern subway station. So it's all gone. As cool as it would be. But now we have Elon Musk to make our new pneumatic transit things. Sort of. Semi-pneumatic. It's in a vacuum. I guess that sort of counts. Alright, we gotta get this grass in here. Because once we get this grass in here, we can move up work to Lionhead. And once we're at Lionhead, oh man, that's a milestone. Everything so far has been some pretty significant milestones, but that is a big deal, because that means that all of the towns that aren't in the valley are connected by scenery of some form. I do need to get the other side of the lake, though, so that's going to take some time. There we go. This is probably the most tedious thing that I do in this game. Seriously, it's more tedious than the AI work, because the AI work is a lot of sitting there. It's not a lot of tedium. I don't have to repeat with the stuff that I've found now. I don't have to repeat the same commands over and over and over and over again. I don't. So, what then? You know, how could I possibly compare something to this when this is just me placing grass and grass and grass and grass and grass and grass and some shrubs?
Grass.
But mostly grass.
I mean, I know the pain because I've been doing that with my module.
Yeah. Speaking of which, module.
It's nowhere near done yet.
Finish it. Do it.
I mean, I could, but motivation and stuff
if it's
like
not
that.
done by the time you get here, you're sleeping in the garage.
No, I'm sleeping in your car.
You show up, I better see that module, Dean. Turn around and go right back to the airport.
Well...
Well, it's good seeing you, but we are a results-driven organization here. I don't want to do this whole side of the lake. I don't want to, but I have to. So I'm going to do something else instead. Alright, let's go back to the lake. Rake in the lake.
What I'd like to do is talk about the thing that I'm working on, like when you're done recording.
Yeah, no, I would like to as well. And if Madison doesn't get back from this guy's soon, then yeah, we can discuss it. If not, I think we have to wrap some more gifts, because Christmas is coming fast, and we have so many things just sitting out like, hey, someone's going to see this. Someone's going to come by the house, just drop by, and it's going to be like, oh, yeah, that? Don't worry about that.
Just exists.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom is wise to what we're getting her, which is the reason that we're going to IKEA in the first place. Which Madison probably won't be coming because she gets out a little bit later from work, and also, I'm not sure about squeezing her in the car. We're going to have 4 people already. Somebody would have to sit in the middle seat, and that's just an unpleasant experience. If I had the 3rd row seat installed, she could sit in the back, but no.
I thought that yours just folded down.
It is supposed to. When it is installed. It's currently just loose. When I bought the car, it didn't come with a seat, And so I went on eBay and I found one for, like, the same year or something. Oh, no, it was taken out of a 92, if I recall correctly. So it's almost the same year. It's the same form factor. So I bought that, and I brought it in, and I asked my mechanic to do it, and he just was like, Like, this is complicated. I haven't done one of these.
I mean...
He's told me a variety of things from, this is complicated to, I haven't done one of these in 20 years. And I'm like, yeah, but you're the mechanic, figure it out. And he just has not had the time to, like, sit down with it and figure it out. Because I've needed my car.
I mean, there's probably, like, some YouTube videos floating around for it.
I have looked and looked and looked. I've tried.
But you can find it.
If I find something else, I will, I will send it along to him and be like, we found it, I cracked the code, this is it, this is how you do it. But so far, it's not like he's been dragging his feet. He's tried, but he is incredibly busy. And I can't just, like, leave the car with him and be like, you know what, fix it when you get the opportunity. Because I need my car. Once Madison gets her car all set with the title and everything, then maybe I can afford to do that. But there are much more pressing issues. Such as the literally pressing issue of the horn doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, that was like the first thing that my mechanic told me when I got the car to him. When I said, hey, can you give this thing an inspection? He's like, yeah, I'll be right back. And so he goes and he does that. And he comes back and it's like, hey, your horn doesn't work. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. He's like, well, we need to fix that. That was over a year ago. I finally got the part that I needed for the horn. And so it's just sitting on the porch waiting to go to the mechanic with the car. Actually, no, it's sitting right here.
If you had the tools, then I would imagine that you could just do it yourself.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna remove the airbag. That is danger ops.
I mean, yeah, but it's not a matter of connecting the battery then immediately taking off the airbag. It's like you disconnect it, wait like 10 minutes, then remove the airbag, and then put it somewhere safe. So if it does blow over for whatever reason,
yeah, but it's also
not going to hurt you.
It's also an effing 26-year-old airbag and could be on an absolute hair trigger. And if I touch it the wrong way or give it like a static shock or something, it's going to blow up in my face, literally. I would rather have a professional handle the bomb in my car.
Call what's his name from Hurt Lock.
Yeah, no.
What do you mean no?
No, I'll
He's handled
pass.
bombs. He's handled fake bombs. He's handled bombs. It's a thing.
I too have handled fake bombs. It's called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. But that does not qualify to me to remove this airbag safely.
Okay.
So
have it your way.
I'm going to wait and then give it to my mechanic and say, Tony, fix this. And he's going to be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, like, and it's your clock spin, right?
And then, what'd you say?
And it's their clock spring, right?
Yeah, that's what is in this box right here.
Yeah, that's let me be sure.
I was like, alright, I gotta find this stupid thing. And I found it pretty easily. Sometimes you can really go down a rabbit hole looking for these parts and just not find them and then have to get them from across the globe. Seatbelt. What was the other thing I needed? Oh, the AC condenser. Yeah, it's also waiting in the garage. Not that I need the AC right now, but, for future.
But it's good to have.
For future.
Yeah.
So, what was I just saying? Yeah, once that's all squared away, then I will be able to... Once Madison's stuff is squared away, I'll be able to take the car to Tony, say, hey, Tony, fix my car. And he'll do it, because that's what he does. And hopefully then he can install the third row seat if I can make the excuse to let him keep it for long enough to figure that one out. And then...
Get a Chevy.
And then everything will be... No. Everything will be ship-shape for the trip in 2020. Fingers crossed. Or I'll break down in the middle of the desert. And Chris will have to rescue me.
740, right?
What?
It's a 740 wagon?
It's a 240 wagon.
240 wagon.
It shouldn't be that different, but it might be. Dean's gonna do some sleuth work.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, there is allegedly a guide out there, but nobody can seem to get their hands on it. There's like a guide, which may or may not be in English, is another thing to you know.
I mean, what you can do is you can pull up Google Translate. I'm not saying type it manually.
That's you know, all right.
Like you can pull up Google Translate, and it's got a camera thing feature where you take a picture of like the word.
Yeah.
Say, hey, this is in Swedish, and then it'll translate it for you.
And Google Translate will be like, yes, you disconnect this thing, and then it will explode.
And it'll explode, yeah.
Because everyone knows that Google Translate is very good at what it does. I mean, in general it is, but...
French is stupid.
Okay. Randomly throwing shade at the French, again.
I hate the French. If there are any French viewers in the chat, I hope you die.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that's uncalled for.
I mean, it was a joke.
Yeah, still a little much. Little
Fair
too
enough.
much.
Fair enough. My apologies to the French viewers.
I don't think we have any French viewers, though.
Great, well, screw the French.
If we do, I'm sorry for him.
Hey, I saw this unit just 2 days ago.
Okay.
Hey, I've seen this one before. I'm putting a road over top of the old railroad tracks here. Just to see how this looks. Because I guess I sort of intended for this to happen. Okay. That looks weird and terrible, so I guess we'll just stick with it. Okay. Alright, back to grass. Now that I've got that sidebar out of the way. Also, was this supposed to be a river, or is this just supposed to be a big lake up here? I can't remember, honestly.
Check the map.
Well, my map is not that detailed. So, it doesn't help me, honestly. I'm just gonna say it's not a river because it'll make my life easier. It means I don't have to put water up here. Although, realistically speaking, it probably would have to be a river. We can just say that the rivers that are in the catchment area, or the small streams that make up the catchment area of this lake, are too small for me to accurately record in trains. There, that's my cop-out. TJ, though, TJ does an incredible job at doing those very small rivers. Honestly, he does seriously impress me with the way they end up looking. And on his little route, the downtown route, or whatever he called it, that I reviewed for him some time ago, I was astounded by the level of detail and just how damn good the little stream looked. Because he really had it meandering around. Which is not something a lot of people will bother to do. It's easy to just say, yeah, the river goes this way. When you realize, if you know geology particularly well, I guess, that rivers tend to break course after about 3 times their width. That's about the straightest section you will naturally find on a river. If you're in a rocky area, then it's going to be more dictated by the rock formations, etc. But if you're in a flat area, it's going to weave and wind all over the place like nobody's business. Which is annoying to model, but it is reality, or as close you can get to it, so...
Reality is often disappointing.
Yeah. Thank you, Thanos.
Hmm.
Thanos car.
Thanos fan.
So,
Volvo, what the hell?
I'm just going to... What did Volvo do now? I'm just going to put...
I'm looking at these seats.
Hey guys,
The
what
jump
would
seat.
Volvo do?
The jump seat is adorable.
You're adorable.
Thank you.
Just the rear seats. It's
You're
just
welcome.
what the hell?
I mean, they're barely seats.
You're barely seats. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm glad I'm not seats, honestly. Don't need
Unless
nobody
you're into
sitting
that
on
thing.
me.
Well, I mean, are you sure about that? Because I can think of one person.
Depends on the situation, but generally, no.
Really?
Where's Chris
It
Fix when
depends
you
on the
need him?
situation.
You just seem like somebody who would like that.
I mean, depends.
I will reiterate again on what.
Shoot, you know what? You can buy.
What can I buy?
It's a service
You can
manual
buy?
for the Volvo 240.
I have the manual. It doesn't show you how to install the stupid thing.
No, you have the
owner's manual.
owner's manual.
Okay, yeah.
the
I mean,
service
if I
manual.
can get my hands on one of those, I'll just send it to Tony and be like, "This is for you." Like, Merry Christmas, dude. Fix my car.
See if I can find it. 1993 Volvo 240 service. That might only. Oh wait.
I'm
Ooh.
hoping that would have the thing in it.
I mean, service manuals have pretty much everything in them.
I guess. I just think the installation of a third row jump seat is a little bit... What's the word? Niche?
I mean, you never know.
I don't, but... I just don't want to get my hopes up and then spend money on something. Only for it to be less than useful.
If you own a 240 Volvo, or when if you don't commercial work on yourself, how fix it, then anything can about $3 may well be better, but this expensive. And Shelton's trying to create house Shelton. This is a repair manual you will want to own, but with 240 brick. Best 40 manual about 100 years old. Sure, I use it for anything.
They
Repairs
are
like brake.
great old cars.
Replacing an automatic transmission. Okay, so I can see that it would have that in the manual.
Hmm.
You saved literally tens of thousands of dollars fixing my brake using this great manual.
I mean, yeah. They are... If you know what to do, they are really great and easy cars to work on. I mean, with some of these guys, the 940s more so than the 240s, but the both of them. If you just have the regular 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, there is so much room in that engine bay. You can, like, stand in there with the engine to work on it.
Is that much room in the engine?
Yes, it is. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of room in there. There's a lot of empty space in there. In the words of Jeremy Clarkson, look how much metal is between your child and the tree they will inevitably hit. When describing, I believe, a Volvo 940 as a good first car for a teenager. He was also bragging about the turbo in it, which is like, yeah, congrats.
I mean, that's Jeremy Clarkson would expect.
He's like, this one's got a turbo.
Gonna do.
Which I always find hilarious, because, I mean, I absolutely want one of the turbo 740s, but most of the turbo models that they made, I feel like they were almost turbos out of necessity. It's like,
Low.
this engine makes 100 horsepower on a good day. Okay, what do we do with it? I don't know, what if we put a turbo on it? Well, yeah, now it can go 0 to 60 in, like, a reasonable amount of time. Especially on the later models, especially on the 940s. The 940s are so heavy. They're so heavy and underpowered. The 240s are a little bit, or the 200 series, I should say, they've got a little bit more spring in their step. But the 900 series was supposed to be like, this is your upscale luxury vehicle. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's super cushy. All that jazz. The 240 is like, yeah, you can afford this car when when you've started your entry level job. And the 700 series was like, are you having a midlife crisis? We have the car for you. Do you need to transport, 4 kids, a dog, and all of your luggage, and also your wife, but you also want to be able to drag race? You also want to be able to race that guy you see at the stoplight? This is the car for you. It can do everything at once.
Except look good.
You're wrong.
No, I'm right.
No. The brick.
No, yes.
The brick look. To quote another Volvo advertisement, boxy but good.
Dude, mine's more aerodynamic.
Yeah, and?
It looks a lot better. It looks better.
Mine's got a turbo.
Does this actually have a turbo?
I mean, no, but a hypothetical 740 in this case would. I will say, though, that the 700 series sedans are ugly. I don't like the look of them at all.
How does that make you feel?
Fine. I don't like the way they handled the rear end of the, the end of the passenger compartment of the 700 series. I really don't. I think those guys only look good in a wagon, but that's totally okay because those are the Volvo turbo wagon. That was Volvo just saying, you know what? You can have it all. You can have it all. Here you go. Here's a massive boxy car that you can cram 7 people in if you really wanted to, and it'll go 0 to 60 in 6 seconds.
Will it really do that fast even with 70 bajillion people in there?
I mean, I don't know if they will do both at the same time, but
you can try.
Yeah, you can try. They were rated the Volvo 740 turbo intercooler, which were some of the later model 740s, but not the latest models, is just a 4-cylinder engine with a turbo, with an intercooler, and it will do 0 to 60, or it's rated to do 0 to 60 in, I think, 5.8 seconds. So,
good.
That is pretty impressive for a 4-cylinder wagon. They were monsters, and that's why I want one so bad.
I mean, there was a thing that AAA did where they would soup up a Trailblazer.
Oh no!
They stuck a LS in it,
mm-hmm.
and that thing and that thing went like snot. It's goofy.
What does the LS normally go in?
Corvettes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was just like double checking myself, like that's that one. Yep. I mean, I saw the opposite of that. The Volvo version, which is the complete opposite of that.
So,
which is a farmer took the 4-cylinder engine out of his 240 and put it in a tractor. And the tractor goes, dude.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so dumb, though.
Yeah, but it's got speed.
But yeah, for reference, here's the.
I want to see
which
a race
was
between the Tahoe with the LS and the tractor with the
the
Volvo.
LS Tahoe. Right, that's the thing that the artist can't see. It's. I mean, it looks so wrong.
I want to see,
It
like,
doesn't-
what does it even look like?
It doesn't have the roof rack.
Oh, I see.
It's
Dean,
been
you posted
lowered-
the picture of the Deja Vu car. It looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody
Yeah.
put, like lotion on a normal Tahoe. It's just, it's smoother than normal.
I mean, it's not even a Tahoe. It's a Trailblazer, which
Oh,
is
sorry,
it's like
Trailblazer.
a little small. I mean, it's they kind of look.
Ah,
I just got my T cars mixed up.
Oh, it took me a little bit.
That's funny. I love that.
I mean,
I mean, I love the people who will just take their otherwise unassuming cars and just soup the crap out of them, and just what's the word for that?
souping up,
No, like when a sleeper.
sleeper.
I love
That's it.
that because I've seen people do that with some of these, especially the 240 sedans. People love that. Of course, they also love to take them into rallies, which is just hilarious.
I've seen those
Dashing through the woods.
dashing through the woods.
I mean, the most
and
the most
that's
amazing
powerful.
thing was, right? So TJ and I went to the New England Forest Rally a few years ago. Honestly, it was fantastic. I had an absolute blast, and I would love to go again. And I'm gonna try to time Operation Apollo so we get to see at least one of the stages of the rally, because it's a really cool experience.
Oh no!
What?
1982 Silverado drag truck.
Yes.
No.
Now, when we started out, or when we got there was like the competitor meet, and everyone like rolled their cars up and hung out like a big car show and talked to people. And of course I see this gray Volvo 240 sedan, and I'm like, oh, I'm all over it. And so I go and I'm chatting up the people, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I get to like sit in it for a second. It's real bare bones because it's a rally car, so they stripped it totally down. It's got like a new custom gauge cluster. But I think it still had like close to the stock motor in it or something like that. I'm not sure if it was a turbo, whatever. He basically said, they're there mostly to have fun because it's a heavy, relatively speaking, rear-wheel drive car that is relatively underpowered compared to the rest of the competition. They're just going to go bombing through the woods and see what happens. I did see them come through, and I have a video of it in the stage that we got to see. Unfortunately, later, when we're on the bus back to the main location, I see the car, the Volvo, on the side of the road, stopped. Nobody in it, nobody around it. And we just go by it. And I'm like, no. How could this happen? I never found out what happened until just this year, where someone posts on the Volvo subreddit, I believe. This is a picture of us in our Volvo 240 at the New England Forest Rally this year. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I made a comment like, oh, I'd love to get up and see you guys. Last time I was there was another Volvo 240 that was gray, and it was, it didn't make it through the whole competition. And the guy is like, yeah, that was us. That was ours. That's this car. And he goes, I wasn't on the crew when they rolled it, but I joined like a couple of years after. So apparently they effing rolled the thing over.
Oh god.
And then managed to get it out of the woods back out of the main road, and then, I don't know, must have quit there or something.
Just left it.
But they got it back, and they got it back into operating condition, and apparently they were tearing up the mountain roads with it this summer. So I hope to see them back again next year, because, oh my god. To see that thing come through is like... I don't know how to describe it. It is the equivalent of it's you know that commercial with Vince Wilfork on the flag football team? Or no, not Vince Wilfork. It's Jerome Bettis. Who's
again no.
He's the buzz. It's this commercial with this ex-pro NFL, linebacker or running back, I think he might have been, on a flag football team, and it just consists of people like holding on to him, and he just keeps running. He just keeps running. Everyone else is there like running the sprint, and then there's this thing, which is like max raw power.
Raw power.
I don't know why I'm doing this with what I'm doing over here. I can drop that over here somewhere. I don't have to do all that detail that far away.
Someone's selling a 98,000-mile Chevrolet Suburban from 1997.
Damn,
but it
that's
needs
a low
new
mileage
transmission.
one. Oh, well, that's why.
Yeah.
How long is it needed the transmission for? 10 years?
I don't know. Probably.
That's why.
Tell TVA to stop kicking. Never mind.
What?
Truck.
Whenever I see a listing for a car that is old but has like extraordinarily low miles, my first thought is like, what happened to it?
Yeah,
Like,
same.
why wasn't it driven for so long? And it's like, oh, needs engine. Yeah, I'll pass. I don't think we'll buy that one.
It shifts out and it does run, but apparently it just needs a new transmission.
Uh-huh.
So shifting out sounds like it shifts out, but you can't shift back.
So how'd they get it in? To check if it
I don't
shifted
know.
out. This
I
is
don't know.
suspicious.
But I kind of want this truck. I love it.
I mean, if you can get another transmission for it, I don't assume it would be that hard. It would be kind of pricey. But...
I mean, it's just a 480. Like I can go like a junkyard and pull on off of a Silverado.
Or you get like an 8-speed Audi transmission.
No, no, it's like a ex AT&T car. So imagine seeing that tearing down the street.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was that?
Listen, the phones are down.
When the phones are down, that's what you pull out.
You're creating the new AT&T ad campaign right now. This is how quick they attend to service disruptions. This is how they attend to quick service disruptions.
No, there's not. It's the exact opposite.
No.
They're slow as hell.
Yeah, but this is the advertisement. It doesn't need to be real.
It doesn't need to tell the truth. Jeez.
They don't have a... This is what they need. They need one of those. It looks like that, but it has an LS in it.
LS, Audi transmission. Deuce! You're the deuce.
Okay, how fast can we get a deuce and a half? What would we have to put in it to get an incredibly fast deuce and a half?
It's like a heavy-ass truck, so you need maybe a Detroit diesel something from like a semi. Throw in like a Peterbilt transmission and gear it for like high speed, low torque.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as you keep the thing empty.
Yeah, and it's like a big boxy thing too, so you're just gonna fight the air.
Yeah, well, that can be done.
I mean, just imagine taking that to a drag strip. And just
Yeah, just rinsing fools.
Yeah, just tearing them up like they just earning their fear.
I need to find another good gas station because all the ones I have are way too modern.
I mean, I can help you with that. I don't live there.
Hold on. There's all these gasometers. I have the Flying A gas station. I guess that works, but that isn't the one I wanted. You know what? What was the... There was some sort of... Oh, there we go. Standard Oil Depot. I'm going to use that. It's not exactly a gas station, but it'll work.
So why are you looking for an unpowered gas station again?
Because... So, I'm working up in Lionhead.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right... There's the highway that runs by. And so I'm thinking, right, if I have this this gas station here, this would be the kind of thing where people would get off the highway and use the gas station. It also gives me another opportunity to add a little siding here for operations.
Mm-hmm.
To make the Lionhead turn just one car longer. So.
Yeah, that's fine. C10. Oh. Want it. I want all of it.
I need it.
I need it. 1992 Ford Ranger needs work. What kind of work?
Everything. Needs engine.
Ran when parked, no engine.
Ran when parked, then we took the critical components out of it.
Yeah. It's got the Trident V8, which just throws pistons through that. Ooh,
This is gonna be...
ooh, I like this.
How am I gonna do this? I want this to be as close to that as possible. But either I move this back, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Alright, I just need to put in the siding first. I just need to put in the siding. And then I'll figure out where the thing actually goes from there.
On a dump truck.
You gonna get a dump truck?
1998 GMC 3500 HD with 12-foot dump bed. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just a big dually engine with a wooden dump bed for some reason. Made of wood.
It's got a wooden dump bed?
Yeah, like the sides are made of wood, but the front is like steel.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom looks to be made of wood as well. So I think that's meant the whole like mold. But, ooh, yeah. I love those. I love these trucks so much.
Oops, I just hit the wrong button. It was spinning the camera weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put this like that. And then, this isn't really what I had in mind, but...
It's still very clean.
I'm gonna call this flattish. Flat enough. Oops.
Ooh, I could buy some 2006 Jeep doors.
Oh,
I just
yay.
gotta buy the rest of the. I just gotta buy the rest of the vehicle.
Listen, the doors are
Nice.
the second most important part behind the tender decking,
Yes,
as we all know.
as you all know from experience.
Alright, and this is going to be Lionhead oil, but I need an actual thing for it. There we go. Give me this switch stand. Alright, let's straighten that out so that that doesn't suck. Oil and oil accessories.
Duramax Suburban, aka the Suburbamax or the Duraburb.
Duramax sounds like a condom brand.
It's an engine,
Right.
which for some reason this guy nicknamed it either the Suburbamax or the Duraburb. I like the latter one better because it's so stupid.
Duraburb.
Duraburb. Just like something that like your drunk uncle would say.
Your
Duraburb.
drunkle.
Drunkle Crow.
Alright, that looks kind of crap, but that's the way it's gonna look.
Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Who would
Yeah.
ever accuse this road of being a good road?
What was Lynchburg?
Why is my forehead so big?
Nothing beats the
Why is my
car
forehead
smell.
so big? That is really freaking
God.
far.
God, his head is dead.
Okay.
That is how long?
I don't know.
Can
Okay.
I measure?
So,
Can I measure this?
I don't know, can you?
I'd like to.
I don't know what you're measuring.
The distance from here to there.
Where is there?
It's in Kansas.
Oh, yeah, that's a ways. What am I hearing? What is that music?
Oh, that's me playing pool.
I don't need to hear the pool. Alright, I want this. We're gonna need to put a, yeah, we're definitely gonna need to put a multiple industry here, as well as we're gonna need one here, and we're probably gonna need one there. I haven't done my due diligence with this yet, so I'm just gonna load up the cars for what they need.
This truck's got a lot of work on it, but Jesus, like it's going for pretty cheap. It's 20, like almost 2,500, almost 25 too bad for like all the stuff I've done.
Alright, well, we are very nearly a Lionhead. I would have liked to see more tangible progress this episode, but this is actually pretty significant because it means that everything's... Not that everything's squared away, but there are fewer things to continue questioning. I've got to maybe fill out this one area by the church, and that's kind of it. I think we're pretty much all set otherwise. I also could use a little depot or something at the Lionhead flag stop. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, I got all the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember to leave a comment if you have comments, questions, concerns, all that stuff like that. And I will see you next week. This is the Admiral.
Dean and O'Gillies.
What? And O'Gillies.
Here you go.
Signing off.